It was a magnificent achievement for humanity to colonize Nova Prime. Decades of research, development, and hard work paid off when we finally found a celestial paradise where our species could thrive in a new environment. But one aspect of Nova Prime was unlike anything we expected. Every 50 years, a strange phenomenon occurred where the planet shifted into an alternate universe. Nobody knew precisely what happened at the point of shift. Still, there were rumors that entire cities were destroyed, civilizations wiped out, and history rewritten in bizarre ways. Some said that people transformed into strange creatures or gained supernatural powers, while others even suggested that the universe itself turned inside out. It was a terrifying prospect, one that threatened to shatter everything we built and the people we were. But despite our fears, there was hope. A beacon that rose ever brighter with the passing of every day. That hope was me. As a scientist, Father appointed me to investigate this strange phenomenon and its causes. It was an enormous task that took years to study the periodicities and measure cosmic fluctuations. But with each observation, I began to understand the nature of the phenomenon and its cause. It is said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but this was a case where a single graph spoke volumes. There was a unique pattern in Nova Prime's electromagnetic field that shifted frequency at regular intervals every 50 years, like clockwork. But the question of why remained unanswered. Professor Stephen Hawking once said, "The universe is not indifferent to our existence." I determined that the phenomenon was not random, but had a purpose somehow. To solve the question of motive, I had to invent new theories and mathematical models. I spent long hours in simulation, testing and tweaking equations for months on end, trying to find the missing element in understanding it all. It was then that I found it. The phenomenon was triggered by the planet's electromagnetic field, aligning with another universe's frequency. Now that we knew the cause, the scientists must begin developing ways to predict when the phenomenon would occur, so we could prepare for its inevitable arrival. Several solutions were debated, from constructing massive protective domes over cities to adapting our planetary infrastructure to withstand the shaking. But there was a problem. None of these proposals managed to address the root of the cause. We were merely reacting to the consequences. And so I began to work on a final solution. The theoretical model, which I called the quantum infinity field, became my obsession. I spent my waking moments turning over every possible formula until the breakthrough came. The QAF, as I came to call it, was a mathematical construct so dense and complicated that it had to be executed with the precision of a surgeon. At its essence, it would merge and stabilize the electromagnetic frequencies while the shift was happening, leaving everything on Nova Prime unchanged, unharmed. My theory was met with skepticism at first, but then I managed to convince Father that it could be the key to stopping the phenomenon altogether. It took almost a year to get everything lined up, but we finally reached the moment of truth. The new technology must be implemented just before the next shift. On that day, the sky turned a deep shade of orange, and the ground trembled beneath our feet. The moment was here. Father stood by my side as I initiated the QIF. I couldn't watch the device work on its own, so I closed my eyes and hoped for the best. And suddenly it was over. The sky reverted to its natural colour, and the trembling ceased. For a few moments the world held a muffled silence before sounds began to return at their usual volume. Our breakthrough hadn't just staved off the phenomenon, it had ended it. New experiments showed that the QIF had such an effect, and Nova Prime would remain stable, with no more unpredictable parallel universes. As I surveyed Nova Prime, now secure in its place in space and time, I thought of how our desperation for control can forge the most magnificent accomplishments. This was a defining moment, a moment that would change the course of our history forever. But one question remained. What more could we achieve if we dared to go beyond what we knew?